is having fun in Yosemite Park, and she asked Brandon and I to take over the music for today, so we're honored to be able to do that for you. And thank you. And we hope we set the mood for you guys. Thanks. Beautiful. Thank you.
Aren't we blessed to have these two wonderful visitors? Reverend Charlene is at a conference today, and my name is Tammy Fieldsey. I'm a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be your host today. I'm also delighted to have as our practitioner of the day our very own Mary Russell. And in the back of the sanctuary, Jim Willis, who conducted a beautiful meditation, is Holy Light. So thank you and welcome so much for being here. So we're going to begin with our invocation by Mary. God is. God is all there is. God is the all-inclusive energy that has made everything, you and me and everything out of itself. So if I know I am a creation of God and I have access to all God has put forth. Hallelujah. And as I know this myself, I know this for each and every one of you. You are God's creation. You have access to everything. Oh my Lord, it's such a wonderful life. There is a catch to it, you know. It is our responsibility to turn to God with an open heart and open mind and say, yes, we want our good. Because unless we say yes, it passes us by. So I know that we are all here with open hearts and open minds, and we are saying yes to our good. Some of us will find it in the music of Diego and Ryman. Some of us will find it in the words of Reverend Sharon, Sarah. And some of us will find it in the community and the love and this whole connection we have here at CSL TV. So I know that it's a wonderful thing to be alive, awake, aware on this Sunday in July. I don't say December, okay? So we're all here. I say yes, you know, let it begin now. And so it is. Thank you, Mary. Do we love our Mary? And we are very blessed today to have with us once again Reverend Sarah Adams, who's going to be our guest speaker today. She was with us in January, so we'll be hearing from Sarah just a little bit later on. So, welcome once again. CSL TV is a loving, welcoming, inclusive community. And we are very so delighted to have you with us today. If this is your very first visit, thank you for joining us. And we are confident that you will enjoy today's service. Also, a very warm welcome to those online. Laura Garrett is our online host today. So when you are online, please put those little chats into our little chat box. We love hearing from you. And I know that Reverend Charlene is going to be reading those this week, so thank you. And I would like to welcome once again our band, Diego and Ryman. And Diego, I've been asked to have him come up and share a little bit about his Temecula Jazz event.
Thank you. On September 20th, I'm going to be playing with a rather recognized important salsa band director. And he used to be one before J-Lo and some other Latin singers that are world famous. So he is from LA, and he is bringing a whole band down to Temecula Theater. Starts at 7 o'clock. and he asked me, gave me a call and asked me to be a featured star. Hopefully we'll see some of you there. It's been, if you haven't been to Temecula Theater, every seat is really, really good. Sound quality is great. So hope to see some of you there.
Thank you, Diego. And now, I would like us to do is to have invite everybody to stand for our community song, I Send My Love, which is written by Mary Record, performed by Diego, and accompanied by Mike.
Okay, so this is the time to evoke your inner voice, because I'm not a singer, so I need all of your help. All right? And the words. I send my love over the rainbow. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Days of Virtual Living by Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of Religious Island in the 1960s, and Raymond Charles Barker. And it actually was July 4th.
Mary, your mic's not on.
Love. Can you hear?
Your mic.
Oh, my Lord, shut up. I said it all. Well, it's so this is 365 Days of Virtual Living by Ernest Holmes and Charles Raymond Barker. Anyway, I Am Love is the title of it. There is no fear in love, and there is no liberation from fear without love. Fear is based on a supposition that we are unprotected, rejected, friendless. If the fearful mind would entertain love and the harmony and peace that goes with it, it must turn from everything that denies love and trusting in divine guidance, open its being to the influx of love, not just love of God, but love of everything. For love is all inclusive. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. How many times have you said that? I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Today, divine love and infinite tenderness sustains me. In order that I shall not separate myself from this love, I endeavor to see it reflected in everyone and everything. I shall permit only that which is loving and kind and true to find entrance or exit through my consciousness. Thus, I shall be assured that I am bathed in the warm glow of that love which casts out all fear. Becoming conscious of myself as I really exist in the mind of God, I shall find that I am walking in pathways of peace, that something within me, like a magnet, attracts that which belongs to itself. This something is love and the supreme impulse of the universe. I know that I have no existence apart from this love. As I grow in the knowledge that I am one with the Spirit, I know that I shall grow in the ability to use the love within me. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary, once again. So, once again, we are so blessed to have with us today Diego and Myla. And Diego is now going to spoil us with We Wish You Love, which he has written, performed, and he is going to be accompanied, of course, by Ryan.
And just a little clarification, I told Kate that I stole this song from another violinist on TikTok. But she's being nice. We did do our own little arrangement, so it's not exactly like that one. So, and it didn't have a name. So, what better choice to Ryan and I? We wish you love.
Are we blessed? I think I know where I'm going on September. So thank you so much, and we certainly do wish you luck. I am absolutely delighted to be able to introduce our guest speaker. Sarah Adams was here with us in January, and she has joined us once again today, and we are so blessed to have her. Just a little bit of information about Sarah. She is a licensed minister with CSL, and prior to becoming a minister, she was a practitioner for a decade. She was raised in Science of Mind, enjoyed the teen groups, and was a founding member of Agape's team group. Her early professional years were spent building bridges and roads with the Army Corps of Engineers. So she's had a very, very diverse background. Sarah is a speaker of truth, holding high consciousness, and we are absolutely delighted to have her with us once again as she shares with us her talk entitled, Love Will Set You Free. Please join me in giving a warm
Yes. Yes, that's my
Oh, it is.
favorite. Yes.
Yes, and thank you for your warm welcome. It's so wonderful to be here, and isn't it great to be somewhere on a Sunday morning with a bunch of other folks who are here on purpose? And, wanting to see and expand their experience of good in the world and themselves, feel the expansion of the universe in themselves and in each other. What a wonderful thing to do and be. So thank you for letting me join you in this moment. It's a beautiful place. And we just love this community, so thank you for your welcome back. So today, so this theme, this month is on love. And I think love is really the ultimate path to freedom. And thank you, Mary, that was a perfect reading. I couldn't have picked better, so thank you. Because really that's really the only path to freedom, and that's really what we're about. A spiritual path is a path of liberation, it's a path of transformation, and it has to include love. Otherwise it's not really transformation. So one of my favorite definitions of love is from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Diego has the
He
tablet.
says, to love is to will the good of the other. To will the good of the other. And I think about that, it feels like to will someone's existence, to be delighted in the existence of something or someone, and to celebrate that expression. So last month, so I live in San Diego in Hillcrest. So last month we celebrated Pride Festival, and it is quite the celebration. It's like the most ebullient and incandescent expression of people and all of their unique expressions of the universe in every size, shape, texture, form, fashion, and just such a celebration of love and fullness and authenticity. And it was really an experience of freedom. And so I think that love has to include freedom. If it's not freedom, then it's control. Then we're having a condition on something. We want it to be something, and that's not really love, that's control. So today I want to talk about two paths to freedom through love. One is a path of intentional inward focus, bringing our consciousness to an experience of love within ourselves. And the other is a path simultaneous that's outward, as an experience and an expression and a willing of the love of others, a willing of the expression of the other. And when I think about pride, it really was both. It was people within themselves wanting to, an inward acceptance and love for themselves, however they are, in whatever expression they are, and getting to be that in its fullness. So it's really included like a sense of love within. And then at the same time, it was an expression of others, like celebrating that love, like celebrating others' expressions. And so it was like an internal and external celebration of others being how they are. So Ernest Holmes says that life exists in the fullness at the center of our being. If it were never blocked, it would always flow through us as life, love, harmony, happiness, and success. So what blocks that flow? Because it is our trinity, that is the source of our being, the source and substance of who we are. So what is it that blocks it? So what blocks it? I don't know if anybody has anything off the top of your head, but we know that is your typical block. I know for me, sometimes it can be judgment. Sometimes I have an inner critic committee. Sometimes I see committee. I could also be, anger or worry, fear, blame and shame are some big ones. anything like that really shuts down that flow of our experience of life at the fullness of our being. And what I figured out is that I can't outjudge the judger. I can't judge or worry or blame myself into an experience of freedom. Like that just actually just recycles the same experience of fear. It just breeds more fear, more blame, more shame. The only path to freedom is to love right where you are. I follow a writer and a speaker, Richard Rohr, and he's a kind of a metaphysical Catholic. He's an interesting fellow. But he said something one of his morning meditations the other day. He said, the path to awakening, about the path to awakening, he said, you can't get there. You can only be there. And I think that's true for love and the path of freedom. You can't get there. Like I can't somehow judge or control or somehow fix it to get there. It really has to be here, right here, in the experience of who we are and who we're not, what's happened and what hasn't happened. Like the full acceptance right where we are. So to get through these limitations and these old beliefs, these old patterns, because that's also the nature of being human, right? Like we're in this existence, we feel our limitations, we feel the impress of the circumstances around us. And that is real and true in a lot of ways. So what is it, can we get through that? And I think there's a saying about the only way around is through, like you can't really get there without going through it. So what I found is that there's two tools that really help me experience more love in the moment and freedom. And the first is forgiveness. And I know that's not good news for a lot of people. It's not good news for me most of the time. But no, it's something that true forgiveness is really a path of letting go. And it really has nothing to do with whoever or whatever circumstance or person impacted me or harmed me or harmed others. It's really a freedom of releasing a false hope of accountability or change. It's allowing somebody to be exactly how they are, or myself to be exactly how I am. Like I said something the other day that it was not really a reflection of my highest self. I did not feel good about it afterwards. So sometimes it's about releasing ourselves from our own, slips and mistakes as well. And at the same time, that we're letting go of that, it's allowing us to be, the minute we can see that, we can actually just love ourselves for where we are right in that moment and support ourselves and do what we need to do to make change for ourselves, whether it's setting boundaries or committing to do something differently the next time for ourselves. It's really freedom from wishing the past could be different or the person who wronged you could change. It's freeing ourselves from focusing out here and returning to that voice within ourselves, that voice of truth. It's really taking agency. And the agency comes in from zooming out and taking some learning from whatever happened, and taking the wisdom from that, and then using that to care for ourselves, to chart a different course, like I said, to set boundaries or make different choices so that we can focus on our own healing and our own transformation. And that's a process of love. There's an author, Princess Hemphill, and she says that boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me at the same time. How is that? How can we be that to me is a place of power and agency, that I can be loving for myself and I can love you. And there may be quite a distance. It could be that we're not going to be in physical proximity to each other, or it could be that I don't participate in a particular relationship dynamic anymore. But I can be in a place of love for you and for me at the same time by doing that. So I think about a time in my life where I got caught up in the negative swirl. This is a work experience long ago. And somebody I was working with she had some influence over me and some power dynamics that I didn't feel were in integrity or healthy for me or for our organization. And I was quite sure that she was not healthy for me or our organization. And I was sure enough that I kept like inventory, I could list off all the things that she was doing that were so wrong. And yet it seems like every time I go somewhere to a workplace or a new team or something, there's always that one person. Am I the only person who has it?
So you're just keeping
There's
the
always that
watch.
one person, right? We just, if they were different,
And I'm focused on
it would be
the
so much
podium.
better, so much
Focusing
easier.
on the podium.
And so I just got caught up in that focus. And when, and I think about that, I kept focusing on how wrong she was, what she was doing, what
I
needed
don't
to
know what
change.
slide she's supposed to
And
be on.
I was so sure, and it wasn't that that wasn't true, it was probably true. But guess where my energy and my focus and my consciousness was?
You're usually the person.
And the guess what I kept recreating?
I
That
think she's
same
not used to
experience.
working with slides.
Like, so there was no freedom in that. There was no love in that. There was just judgment and
So I
blame.
took off the slide
And,
deck.
and so because of that, I stayed in the situation way too long. I mean, and it wasn't harmful, it was harmful for me. It was probably harmful, I'm sure it was harmful for her too. I was quite vocal. I'm sure she felt the impact of me as well. But you know, I think about faith and fear. Ernest Holmes says that faith is fear misplaced. And I think faith is concentrated consciousness. So where am I placing my concentration? Where is my concentration of consciousness? It was over there. It was away from where I am and what life wants to live through me. I was too focused on what life needed to be through her. So that's what I think about when I think about forgiveness. It's a path of awakening if we see it like that. And so the first part of that path is for me to zoom out and see that I am more than this one circumstance or this one thing that's happened, either that I have done or that someone else has done. There is more to me, more to that situation. I deal with this at work a lot. I work in a large charter school organization, not far from here, just like a block over. But I oversee discipline and expulsion. I oversee the worst of the worst discipline. And a lot of times it's about like seeing the child for more than their mistake. Is there a path for them to repair and to move forward? So that's the same for us. Is there a way that we can zoom out and see more than this moment? Because the truth is we are more than this moment, right? We are unlimited consciousness. So we zoom out. Part of that zooming out and noticing when we're caught up in a spiral, like it took me years to catch that spiral in that work situation, way too long. But when I do notice it, when we do notice it, it's to notice it with compassion, be a compassionate witness for what, we're getting caught, we're human, we're caught up in this world again. So noticing with compassion, to refocus, reconcentrate my consciousness into what I do want to experience. And not the form, not like the details. It's what do I want, what's the felt sense? What's the quality of God? What's the quality of the universe that I want to experience? I want to experience love. I want to experience freedom, wholeness, health, unity, peace. I'm going to focus my consciousness on that so I can be there. That's the only way I can get there, is I can be there. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes life is painful, and it's not to diminish the impact of what's happened to us or the impact of what's happening in the world around us. But it takes compassion to They are a poet, man, my pronouns. They are a poet that recently passed, and their words of love and life are just heartbreakingly beautiful. It was an interview with Tammy Simon on a podcast called Insights at the Edge, and Anne-Marie was talking about her experience of cancer. And when they first received the diagnosis, there was actually like this mystical experience of just being flooded with love and feeling that love beyond time and space and body and any shape or form of life, just the fullness of love. But eventually that feeling, came. Remove ourselves from those, that I think that's kind of a codependent spiral that's easy for us to get sucked into, is what can we either fix or say about here. But really the only thing we could do is love. So they said, there's a couple quotes from Andrea. One is that through this journey of awakening through cancer, if your wounds are still open, trust that they are doors to an answer and walk through. And they really did that through a really transparent, beautiful experience of love through this whole journey. And Andrea went on to say, I've not needed rose-colored glasses to see my life this way. I simply had to stop ignoring the thorn's loving heart. So I think that goes back to seeing what could be there for us, what could be there for our transformation, even in the midst of a thorn. There could be a loving heart. There could be something that is serving us and serving our awakening. So we have the power to love ourselves right in the moment, wherever we are. And it's just shifting that consciousness, shifting that concentration. Ernest Holmes says, to suppose that the creative intelligence of the universe would create man in bondage and leave him bound would be to dishonor the creative power which we call God. But we always have that power. We have the power of consciousness when we wake up to it. I mean, it's very easy to get caught up in the trance, very easy. But the moment we do, then we get to be compassionate and notice it, and then just redirect our consciousness, redirect to what the experience is that wants to look through us. Because life is about us. We are not about life. It's not about our small existence. It's about the fullness of life wanting to live through each of us. So we are about that. That is our truth. That's who we're here to be. I'll end with another story. There's an artist named Jesse Crimes, and it's interesting, Krimes, but his path to artistry and transcendence actually came from the experience in prison. He was in prison for a nonviolent drug charge, but it included several years and a year of solitary confinement. He says that during that year, it wasn't until that year he began to think of himself as an artist. He used whatever materials were available. Soap, a little cardboard, a sheet, bed sheet, toothpaste, batteries, whatever he could find to create work. And he says that he realized in that moment that he could make something out of nothing, and that everything could be taken from him except his ability to create. And so I think that's that.
Doesn't have anything to do with the camera.
Actually, the impulse to create, to be something, is actually an impulse of love. Ernest Holmes says that love is the sole impulse of creation. So this practice of trying to be love for Jesse and to create art, he also did some journaling. And there's a journaling project from Elizabeth Gilbert called Letters from Love. And so as he was journaling, a letter from love, like letter from capital L, love, letting the highest voice of wisdom come through him, the highest voice of love. he said that, in that letter, that journaling, he said, you've always known how to make something sacred happen. Take absence and put it into presence. Take harm and remake it into beauty. Not to forget, but to remember better. To make past like a monument, not a wound. So I see myself, I see the man who taught himself how to hold on to meaning when the world tried to strip it away. So it just inspires me to think that regardless of what circumstances we are in, there is an impulse to create, an impulse for us to be who we are, whether it's through music or through words or through whatever act we find ourselves in. There is something that wants to create and love. And so just notice that with compassion. Notice that with just the gaze of a compassionate witness. Just acknowledging yes, yes like this, yes is hard. And in that place of compassion and acceptance, just know for yourself, may I be accepting of myself today. And so breathe into that. May I be accepting of myself today. May I have love for myself today. And if there's someone else involved in the circumstance that's feeling difficult, you can bring that to mind, that person to mind, that entity. Today. May you feel self-compassion and love today. And zooming out into our community, people around us. May they be accepting today. May they feel loving kindness and self-compassion. Breathe again. And zoom out even further. May we be accepting of ourselves today. May we feel love and self-compassion. And I close with whatever I experience, may it serve my awakening. May whatever is before me serve my awakening. May whatever is before you serve your awakening. May whatever is before us serve our awakening. So breathe into that. And know that is the highest. You know, the highest good is happening and unfolding right where you are. We say yes to that. We give thanks for that. And so it is.
Sarah, that was absolutely beautiful. And I love our theme this month. We all need more love in our lives. world behind it. So thank you for inspiring us. And now we're going to go on to our second featured song. So once again, we have Kenny Jones and Mike.
Just going to say a few words about the next song. So, I was asked to choose two songs. We played one already. This is our second featured song. I don't know if some of you know, but Chuck Mangione passed away recently. And he was one of my, probably our heroes. And I just heard an interview of him, YouTube, and I'd never heard him speak. He seemed like a shy sort of a person. I don't know why. When I heard him speak, he was very in touch with himself. And the interviewer said, you know, your music, it's wonderful, and you composed for the Olympics and many other songs. And he said, I'm just an instrument of God. So we're going to try and do the same thing.
Okay, so this is the time of our service when we say thank you with your offerings. For our ambassadors, please come forward. Thank you so much for being here with us today. CSL-TV is a teaching community, and your gifts enable us to do good works for our center, through classes, workshops, and special events. These offerings also provide us with the opportunity to go forth into and beyond our Temecula Valley, changing lives for the better, one person at a time. So I wish to thank you. Thank everyone who is here. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your treasures. Thank you for your time. And we do have some real handy websites for tithing. You go online to csltv.org, Venmo, please send to Spiritual Living Through Breeze, and of course, cash and checks. It's really appreciated. So thank you. So let us have our, we'd like to now have our affirmation of abundance. Okay, good. No? Okay, all right.
There we
There we go. We got it. Thank you. Divine love. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now.
Sing with me, everybody. God is my source. God is my power. God is the everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God is the everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy is the everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy is the everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love is the everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love is the everything I need.
I'd like to invite Peg McLaughlin to come up on the podium here and tell you about all the exciting things that are unfolding at CSL-TV.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we have our book sale going on, starting last week, up and running all 5 Sundays in August. Books are for sale out on the table in the breezeway and in the office. All new books are 70% off, and used books continue to be offered as a love offering. There are books from Ernest Holmes, there's Joe Dispenza, Deepak Chopra, and more. Pick up your books for your home library. Excuse me. Vendors are wanted for the Gifts of Spirit Holiday Bazaar in November. Our Gifts of Spirit Fall fundraiser is approaching. We are looking for artists in our congregation who would be interested in participating in this event by selling their original creations. Signups will take place on Sundays, August 3rd through August 31st in the breezeway after service. So please sign up for that and show off your wares and sell them for Christmas. Coming soon, practitioner Jim Willis will be offering a wisdom teaching on August 17th after service. He will be exploring how the most important things in life are invisible. This is a free love offering to our community. Come and spend about 45 minutes after service with this wise practitioner. And if you have ever been interested in tarot cards and their deeper meaning, Sandra Gregson will be offering an after-service meeting on August 24th to dive into working with our inner lion and how this true strength within us can empower our lives. This will be offered on the love offering, and all proceeds will support our center. And there's a sign-up sheet out on the activities table. The young adult team will be having their online Zoom meeting on Sunday, August 17th at 6 p.m., hosted by practitioner Ted Blake and Jessica Christensen. The topic this month is Loving What Is. This is a fantastic group of like-minded young people who get together to connect and share ideas. So if you or anyone you know might be interested, please see the sign-up sheet on the activities table to get more information, or reach out to Ted or Jessica. The CSL TV hospitality team is hosting an end-of-summer picnic on August 24th, right after service. I can't believe it's almost the end of summer already. This will be an end-of-summer potluck with some featured items from our hosts and hostesses. Please see Larry, Susan, or Monica with items you will bring to share. Let's celebrate together. And I wanted to say something about Sarah Lett's upcoming pizza truck party, which will be on September 20th. Sorry, Diego. From 3 to 8. There's a pool, hot tub, and all-you-can-eat pizza and salad, a dance party with Kate and her band. There's a sign-up sheet out in the breezeway, and she's got, conflict.
Well, I was gonna play there. I was gonna play with Brandon and Kate.
But they are better than us. We love you, and you deserve all the good things. But whoever's not going there, we want to come to the party because she's got room for lots and lots of people. So it's only $35 per person. It's a, fundraiser for the center. So please come and join us for that. Thank you. That's all I got. I'm sure that this is going to be hard for those of us that have signed up to do both. Tough here. So I just want to thank again Sarah for her beautiful just also thank everybody that volunteered today to make your service possible. Yes. Our ambassadors, our coordinators, our media techs, the youth and family, our band. Thank you so much. Sarah's going to come up and have our closing prayer. I'd like to invite all the practitioners to come up. And please, we have our prayer box at the back of the Catholic Sanctuary. If you have something on your mind, something that's troubling you, something that you need prayer for, please put in a prayer box. These will be prayed on always by our practitioners. And we will also have practitioners outside. If you just need that prayer, please join us in the prayer share. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's all take a breath. Just feel into the fullest of life's expression, the fullest of the spirit of the divine expressing its unique idea in, as, and through you. So I know that this is an experience of love. I know that this is an experience of freedom. I know this is an experience of wholeness and oneness and acceptance, right where we are, right where each other is, and we radiate that out into the world beyond. I'm so grateful to know this and to live into this and to be this expression of good in the world with this community here and now. I know that it is so, it is already done. I say yes, I say thank you, and so it is. So it is.
I was wasn't told I was gonna have to use the clicker, but he didn't tell me. Here we go. On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly. On the wings of love, on the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high. Flying high upon the wings of love. Thank you everybody for coming. Have a beautiful Sunday.
Thank you so much. That concludes our service. Please join us in the Senior Hall for goodies on the way. And please remember to read the prayer of the prayer.